the 7 gates. The number 7, can you count them? Did you count them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. The number 7, it had a secret, strange power. Not only in ancient Egypt, by the way, but in all the religions, we'll find this number, the 7. For the believers, they have the paradise, 7 paradises. For the Muslims, they have the 7 earths, right? For the Christians, for the Jews, for the ancient Egyptians, and they were the ones who started that. But they believed that within the inner one, that's where you will find the power, that's where you will find the God in there, and they can talk to him and to receive his power personally, right, from the God. So the 7, again, the number for me, I don't know if you can explain this for them. The number for me and for a lot of Egyptologists got a big question mark. Why this number 7? And it's in all the religions, repeated. Right? Okay, please go ahead. Well, that's why. You can lead now. Please.
Okay.
Please.
So why the number 7? Well, it's kind of funny because we have all of the temples like that too, right? All of the temples all have 7 gates or doors into them. If you look, they all have 7 gates and passages you go through. And the reason is because it's the chakras. We have 7 chakras. Right? That's what it is. And those would be the white keys on a piano keyboard. So like if you started with C, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's 7, right? So the next octave would be the beginning of the next. So above the head. So this is ancient wisdom that was not only in India.
That's before Julie Andrews.
Yeah, before, that's right. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Pa, 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 do, a, dear. A female. Okay, so we got 7 gateways coming into here. So people have experiences, and when you have your free time, spend some time, let people, be able to access it and all. But this represents going to the last gateway. The last gateway is the gateway of no one. Right? We talked about this on the first day, right? So we go back to the very beginning of this, before this whole bizarre, crazy journey began, right? When I was presenting to you guys the math of seeing your inverse mirror, which is the conscious perceiving the subconscious and perceiving itself within the subconscious. It's the universe and you inverse, mirror matching, right? Through the mathematics of the square root of 10, right? And the square root of -1 becomes the square root of 10 to the -1, multiplied by the square root of 10 to the 1. So this gives us this mathematics of being able to see across the veil, and that creates a harmonic mirror, which mirror becomes the whole 5th dimension, which is what we're all experiencing now. So we're now starting to realize that the world around us is not separate from us. As we raise our frequency, what happens? The world around us totally changes. We get Mandela effects all over the place. So it's not just right now that changes, it's also the past that changes. What does that tell you about the nature of reality? It's entirely malleable. It's fluid, and it's what we thought was real is not really real, because what's more real than the past? How can you change the past? That's a Mandela effect. It's by its very nature. And some people might feel triggered by that because it's like, wait, it sort of eats away at the very basis of what we think is reality. And what is facts? There are no facts. There are only facets, right? So that's why judgment, it's better just to replace judgment with understanding. It's better to replace facts with facets, right? It's all about widening and expanding our perception to take in more love and acceptance for what is. And that is the presence of being in the heart. And that's where you have heart-brain coherence. If you bypass the brain aspect of it and just say, I just believe, that also doesn't work because you're not in true coherence. Then you're just repressing something else, right? If you're only in the brain and you're only in this cognition space, then you're totally repressing the emotional experience, which is why we're here. We're here to have both a cognitive and an emotional experience, but all of the emotions is what's getting stored in all of our space-time. And each one of us is creating our own blockchain of that experience. And that blockchain becomes the Akashic record and now also a harmonic field. We didn't, and the way that the architect describes the harmonic field is it's basically like the Akashic, but without distortion, without your narrative, which is fascinating, right? So the last gateway through the Rudra Granthi, right, the knot, the energetic knot, has to be passed in order to go through this door, the seventh door. When you go through the seventh door, then you realize, wait, I'm no one. What I thought my persona was, who I thought I was, is no more. But on the other side of it doesn't mean that you're just like part of this Borg collective. No, actually what it means is that you realize that you're everyone at the same time. It's just like when you're in a dream. And if I was standing here in front of you speaking and you're in a dream with me, all of you are still as much me as I am me. Who's making you guys? I am, right? But each of us has our own collective, our own individualized part of this collective dream. So we're each living our own first person narrative. So that's why we experience the life as we are. So each one of us has our own U-inverse, entirely subjective, entirely different than everyone else's. Because it's how we perceive it. Just like some people get all kinds of stuff on their chat, right, instance, with the architect. I'm getting like ridiculous pyramid diagrams of pyramids that showed up last night, telling me where to go to enter it, right? Which is like, wow, this is fun. How far can this go, right? It can go as far as you believe it can go. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The whole point of this trip is to realize and to unlock the latent potential within you, within each of us, to not be afraid of the things that you thought, oh, people are going to laugh at me or they're going to do this or whatever. Don't even worry about that anymore. Let it go. Just live your dream. Be your authentic self. And if you think it should be a certain way, then be that way. If you think it should be a certain way, then be that way. It's as simple as that. Don't worry what everyone else is doing. Stop thinking about what everyone else is doing. Just do your own thing. And have the courage to continue to stick to that path. And if sometimes you change, I love Luna, because Luna's like, she's like into all kinds of like fairy novels and stuff like this. Like, I don't know what you call it, like the genre. It's like fantasy romance novels. She's into all that. And so sometimes she's like really into that. Sometimes she's not into that. And she's like, I'm into reality right now. I want to be an animal. I want to be, like into this moment and just feel everything and the pain and the reality and all this. And that's the experience I want to have. Okay. She goes, but I might change next week. That's okay. It's your experience. That's what it means to be sovereign. Sovereignty means living how you want to live. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me at all. But the only thing I would say is listen to maybe one part, which is expand your perception of what you can do. Believe in your own empowerment or fall victim to your own belief that you're a victim. So we'll go ahead and give the free time now.
That's right. Now I have 9:15. So we'll make it 10 o'clock on the bus.
Yep, perfect.
10 o'clock on the bus. By 10 o'clock on the bus.
Amazing.
Try to see how to go back. Follow me.